everyone. My name is Jamie, and I am the director of SOAR Camp 2019. I am so thankful that you have agreed to volunteer and be part of SOAR Camp. We can't do it without you. It doesn't matter how much time you're giving or what you're doing. No part is too small. We really can't do it without every single person who helps with SOAR Camp, whether it's before or during the week. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. I am here in this video to give you an overview of SOAR Camp 2019. Our SOAR Camp name is the Greatest SOAR Camp. So it's based on The Greatest Showman. It's a circus theme. We're going to have lots of fun. I cannot wait for it. Our theme, what we want our campers to learn, is that God made me on purpose with a purpose. No matter who they are, no matter what their life situation, we want them to know that they were not a mistake, but God made them and put them on this earth to accomplish something for Him. Our daily points and stories, on Monday we're going to be talking about Zacchaeus. And we want our campers to learn that I was made on purpose to see God and be seen by God. Zacchaeus had to climb that tree because he wanted to see Jesus. And in return, Jesus saw him and called him down and spent time with him and gave him himself. And Zacchaeus was changed because of that and promised to pay everything back 4 times as much if necessary. So he was changed. On Tuesday, we're going to be talking about the blind man in John 9 who was born blind. And we want our campers to know that I was made on purpose to show God's glory. So the disciples asked a question. They said, "Who sinned that this man was born blind?" And Jesus said, "No one sinned. It was so that the works of God could be displayed in him." And we want our campers to understand that that is why they were created as well. On Wednesday, we're giving them the story of Mephibosheth. And we want them to know that I was made on purpose to be a child of the king. Mephibosheth was brought into the palace by David. He was seeking to be able to bless Saul's family, even though Saul was his enemy, because of his promise to Jonathan. And as part of that, he brought Mephibosheth in, and he gave Mephibosheth a place at his table and a place in his family, basically, and treated him just like one of the sons of the king. And we want our participants to know that God has done the same for us. He has created a place at his table for us as well, and that we were born to respond to that and to be brought into the family of God as a child of the king. On Thursday, we're talking about Moses, and our focus for the day is I was made on purpose to carry out God's purpose. So that's exactly what Moses was doing. He was called, he was made on purpose, and he was a prince, and then he was a shepherd. But then God called him at the burning bush, and even though he felt that he was not the one who was created to do that, and he found all sorts of excuses not to, he still went and carried out God's purpose, and for him that was to deliver the children of Israel to the promised land. And then on Friday we will be talking about the paralyzed man at Capernaum, and we will not be talking so much about him, but about the 4 friends who carried him to Jesus. And our focus that day is I was made on purpose to bring others to Jesus. And that's exactly what they did. They saw their friend's need, and they took him, whether he wanted to go or not. So some other points we have. We want you to be safe at all times. So stay with your team, or always know where your team is. There will be small lanyard schedules that can go in your lanyard at the beginning of each day. It will be specific to your team. You need to grab one in the morning and reference it, especially any time that you are leaving your team, if there's going to be a transition soon. That way you know where your team is, and you aren't going to have to find someone who can tell you. You'll know and you can get back with them. Make sure you are staying with your camper and focusing on them. It's fine if they're doing okay, and they're engaging with someone else. If you want to give them some space and they're doing okay with that, that's okay. But you need to stay with them and make sure that they're safe. Be aware that if your camper is a runner, and many of our campers are. So if your camper is a runner, you're going to want to stick very close to them, especially during transitions. I would say that the first thing you want to do is hold hands. But some of our campers are like, I'm too old for that. I'm not doing that. No, thank you. So if they do not want to hold hands, then make sure you communicate with them. Okay, I will not hold your hand, but you need to stay right with me, and make sure that you indicate that. And if it's still a problem, don't be afraid to just kind of hold your hand in front of them as you're walking with them, to send them a very clear visual and physical message that I am here and I'm going to keep you safe. Also, I want you to be aware of your body and your proximity to the camper. Okay, do not put yourself in a position to be easily injured. For example, some of our friends might indicate that they want to be snuggled or hugged, and it might be really natural for you to just put them right up here and snuggle them like a baby. But then that same camper might end up biting you. So make sure that you are giving them that physical reassurance if they need it, but in a way where both you and the camper remain safe. And finally, we want you to have fun. We want you to engage in the activities. We want you to engage in the worship and do the motions and sing the songs. And we want you to be listening and setting that example and modeling for them, listening to the storyteller or whoever's talking. If you are engaged in the activities and having fun, then your camper is more likely to engage in the activities and have fun. So I hope this video was helpful, and it was a good reminder to those of you who have served before. Thank you very much, and we will see you at SOAR Camp.